Hey guys, we're just going to do a video on the first two problems from this topic 6b worksheet. So as the warm-up, most of topic 6, not just 6b. So for your warm-up, you need to fill in this table up here. If you have not checked your answers or weren't paying attention, you need to fill this in now. So make sure all of your answers there are good. If not, pause the video, fill them in, and then move on, okay? And we're going to move on to these proofs down here at the bottom. So it says, when solving equations, it is often a property that supports each step in the process. So remember, the purpose of a proof is to get from point A to point B, and we have to justify each step along the way. We're calling that our reason. In the following examples, fill in the missing reason for each step taken in solving the equation. Justify each step in solving a linear equation using algebraic properties. Okay, so we need to solve this. So really what it should be saying, because we've already solved for it here for you, should be given this equation, prove that x equals 6. So that's our final answer. So let's go through this process. This is our given step. It's the information they gave us to us at the start of the problem. It's our starting point. So that's our given. The first thing that we did to get from here to here was subtract 3x on both sides. Since we're subtracting by the same thing on both sides, that's our subtraction property of equality. So that's my reason why I can get from step 1 to step 2. So step 2 is okay because of the subtraction property of equality. To get from step 2 to step 3, we're adding 18 to both sides. Since we're adding the same thing to both sides, we can do that because of our addition property of equality. Well, let's see what the difference from step 3 to step 4 is. This is like, we have to divide by 5 to get from here to here. We have to divide by 5 to get from here to here. So that's our division property of equality. Now, we could stop here, and a lot of times we do, but if you wanted to add a fifth step to say that x equals 6, we have to have a reason for why they can change sides. And if you look at the top, this is exactly what the symmetric property of equality says. If A equals B, then B equals A. The order is just switching. So if I wanted to justify that last step, I could call that the symmetric property of equality. So if you haven't written that all down yet, take a moment to pause and fill that in. And if you need to watch that again before moving on, feel free to rewind a bit. But we're going to move on to the back now. This top one says solve the equation and give a reason for each step. Well, let's solve everything first. That tends to be the easiest way to do this. So first we need to distribute this 2. So that's going to give me negative 6x plus 8. That negative has to get distributed in the back. Okay. I want to get all of my x's on one side, so I'm going to add 6x to both sides. I like to get rid of those negative x's, so I'm going to add that to make them positive on the other side. So I have 8 left here. I now have 9x on this side and 12. Now we want to get rid of that 12 on this side and this side. So I have negative 4 equals 9x. And now I need to divide both sides by 9. So when I do that, I get negative 4 over 9 equals x. And if you want to, you can add in that last step of x equals negative 4 over 9. So now we need to go in and give our reasons. We've solved our full problem. So this was our given step. It's what we couldn't have started without them giving us something. We're proving that x equals negative 4/9. Well, to get from step 1 to step 2, we had to distribute that negative 2. That's our distributive property. The distributive property in this case is literally saying that negative 2 times the quantity 3x minus 4 is the same thing as negative 6x plus 8. To get from step 2 to step 3, we had to add 6x to both sides. That's my addition property of equality. To get from step 3 to step 4, we subtracted 12 on both sides. That's our subtraction property of equality. To get from step 4 to step 5, we divided both sides by 9. That's our division property of equality. And if you want to add in that step 6, they switch sides. When we have A equals B is the same as B equals A, that's our symmetric property of equality. Okay, so that's example number 2. What you need to do by yourself now, and you can pause this if you need to finish writing these in, is you need to go through and do these 2 examples by yourself. So go ahead and take a shot at those.